His Excellency, George Wea, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country and people are now seeing it as being right because the Asa is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
I see in the next few months a nicer country, a very noisy country, rowdy country, a heavily divided country, a very tough economy, a sense of elitism by those who are coming at the hem of authority. The coming in of the Unity Party is going to multiply the economic woes, the economic conundrum, the economic quagmire, the suffering of the Liberian people is going to multiply. We are not prophets of doom, but the reality will come.
It's in a political somnambulism and malocclusion. It's in a financial and economic bantigism. Look at the way the game politics is becoming a bugaboo. What a political holy bully. What a political hoity-toity. What a political foodie-doody. What a political hocus-pocus they have come with. What a political jabberwocky. What a political poppycock. What a political gobbledygook. With this consternation, I ask that you accept my pertinacious circumlocution. Accept my pertinacious circumambagous grandiloquence and magniloquence. But I will tell you this, I will not koto in Japoho. I will refuse to koto in Japoho. Thank you. It is appalling. That is the reason I've been in a compendious laconic lacuna, not a recapitulation. But let me tell you this, that it is Leka and Polcratidinus that in a legotla, in an imbizo, flagitious and enervating lematas were excogitatedly ruminate how the recidivistical politicals move from budget disappearance to budget doctoration. Now we are faced with a debilitating, exasperating thing with a financial lobotomization. But I pray that this will not ignite a clamorous remonstration. Now, come to think of it, how dare they deplete the citizens of their obstreperous and vociferous modus vivendi? Enough of this vilification and solipsism. This is execrably pugnacious, pestilential, and attenuating. Imagine the imbibition of the political rodomontades, which has kept us in an abject ululation. Why? This is sardonic, opprobrious, malevolent, contumelious, erroneous, lugubrious, and exasperating. What a political baloney. What a political ballyhoo. What a political bunkum. Balderdash and hogwash. At this point, I will borrow the words of the great sesquipedalian logomanian that it is crystal clear, like the biblical mene teke you've seen, that this administration has no blueprint on socio-economic matters. But I will advise you to tell Mr. President that following his antecedent and pedigree, we know him, he can do better. Tell him to do better. But at this point, we will not kowtow in their poho. Today, what we get in return, what we get in appreciation is the colossal, gargantua, high cost of living. What an opprobrium, what an odium, what an ignominious memento. That even at the barbituration of the so much acclimatized by a scrupulous, fastidious, puritanical, boisterous, energetic, and a rooting-tooting, but today for party affiliation, sentiments, for political somnambulism and malocclusion, he has chosen to remain close-mouthed, reticent, taciturn, uncommunicative, and unforthcoming, meaning he has kowtowed in their poho. That is what you get when the hobo, pejoratively hobnobs with the hobgoblin, have been bamboozled, razzle-dazzled, razzmatazz politically. Where I said he was supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious is a way of saying the president was fantastic. But his political enemies said he was suffering from what I describe as new mono ultra microscopic silicovolcanoconiosis. It's a word that is supposed to be called silicosis, meaning a lung disease. But in search for the longest word in the dictionary, they pep it up to become a 45-letter word, which is pneumono ultra microscopic silicovolcanoconiosis.
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because the Asa is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
His Excellency, George Wea, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country, as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project. promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Another day again, people. Let me say good afternoon. Thank you so very kindly that you joined us for the show Real Talk on Kings 88.5 with me, Sam Andrews, on this 25th day of April in the reign of Nebuchadnezzar. Thank God Almighty. We are grateful to God Almighty, the creator and sustainer of us all on earth, the God who keeps watch, who checkmates, who decides on whoever he wishes by their deeds, their conscience, their interaction with people, irrespective of their status, be they journalist, minister, doctor, military personnel, Yana boy, business person, whatever. He not only keeps watch over each and every person, but he got the final say of everybody's fate. He is the God of the universe who can say yes, and nobody dare challenge it. He is the God when he says today is the end of your existence on earth, irrespective of your position, your money, your property, your association, your education, you will leave. Too many frames under the ground, God himself took them off the earth. In 1 Samuel chapter 2, it is clear. The Bible says God kills, God brings to life, God makes poor, God makes rich, God increases and decreases. He is the God who got the final say. Whatever you do, there is the consequence. It is either positive or negative. It is either joy or sorrow. No matter what and how you think you can live on earth, there is the spiritual aspect attached to it because there exists the God of the universe who is invincible, sees everything of every one of us every day. So thank you for coming on. We appreciate your presence. We are giving out some money today. Again, every day we give you money in this reign of Nebuchadnezzar. Very tough, very hard, very devastating, unprecedented. A country, an economy that has gone deep into the sea. We would need divers to go in and get it out. So we try in the midst of the crisis, in the midst of the acute poverty, to give you some cash through the King's Cash giveaway. And you can have it by just putting in 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50 US. Play dial star 799 star 100, no, not 100, but 25. Dial star 799 star 25 hatch. Play with 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50 US. With talk, we continue to encourage you. We can, personally, I can say more than I have explained and will continue to explain. You need money. The 10,000 not coming to us, we're not getting a dime or a nickel from it. It goes to you. We only make the sacrifice against our will so that you get money to come out of your poverty. God provides for us, and we provide you by doing it for you. We are your messengers. just as Epaphroditus was a messenger, and he would take the message to help God's people from one end to another. Sacrificially, he became sick. Sacrificially, we're going through all kinds of things. Yeah. Those of you see us every day on the screen, hearing us on the radio, you are excited and motivated by the laughter, but you don't know what is happening within. Not at all, you just don't know. We are going through it. It is because the law says, even if your mother is dead, don't show to the people that your mother is dead or your father is dead. You have to talk. You have to sound excited, motivated, because if you show any sign of sadness, your audience will get off balance too. So you just don't know. We're going through terrible situation in this country. Yes, but we are enduring just for you. We are enduring. So start playing now. Take the 10,000, dial star 799, star 25, 25 hatch. Play with $200 Liberian dollars or $1.50 US. You're not playing. The word play, as used in our context, means to take. Because if you put 200, it means that you are using that 200 to take the 10,000. Play. Don't get discouraged. Play as many times as you can. You will get the 10,000. I wish I had control of giving out the 10,000 personally. All of you will get 10,000 each, but we're not in charge. We are only told to announce, and when the person reaches the mark for 10,000, which is referred to as the jackpot, then they tell us, please call that person and say he or she has won. So you see, we are only the medium. You get the money, we get nothing in return. We make the sacrifice and you enjoy. So you see, that's how it is. So start playing, yeah? Start playing. Dial star 799 and star 25 hatch 25. Play with $200 Liberian dollars or $1.50. And then you can have your 10,000 in this dying economy under the reign of Nebuchadnezzar. My future play, you are on. Yes, that's true. My future play, you are right. I agree with you. That's true. You are 100% right. It is clear. No one absolutely in this country needs Daniel to come and interpret. If you are a Christian and you don't know what sign and wonder is, well, then you are doomed. If you know what sign and wonder is, then you'll know or you will believe the Bible. Thank you for coming on my future prayer. Fatumata Bangura, you are on from Guinea. Hope that you are faring well there in Guinea, Conakry, our neighbor. Stephen Yakadi from Magibi County, Lower Magibi County. Yes, thank you for the compliment. Emmanuel Kuye, you are on from David Dane Town. Hawa Moluba, Mulubah, and you are on from Badnersville Estate, your residence. Hope that you are faring well. You are in the palace of the quorum speaker. You are in the palace, Hawa, of the quorum speaker. So at least you are well to do. That's good. Southeastern sister Claudie Allison, good to have you on the show. Yes. Yeah, we appreciate it. Yeah, thank you too. Shadrach Khan, you are on from District 3. District 3. District 3. Harrington Joe Todd Jr. from your residence in Caldwell. Roosevelt Franklin Ivy Sr. from Accra, Ghana, where you are following from. Good to have you following from that end of the world. Solo Watt Corsia, you are on from your comfort zone. New Georgia Estate. Matthew Sumo, you are on. Juju Oneware. Asata Miller from Red Light. Glenn Williams. Bella Tier from Jacobstown, Painesville. Francis M. Sharif, Cornelius Green, Clarence Dwyer, who has become a statutory member now. He hasn't missed the show a day. Emmanuel Broad, thank you so much. You are on from Minnesota, the United States. You say you are pretty seated. That's good. Good to have you on. Hope that you are faring well. Bapin Paul Lee, you are on. William Massaquare and David B. Rare. M. Ose Logan Chairman. David Williams, you are on also. Jackson C. Pony of Iron Factory, Block C. You said the Intellectual Center, Block 13, is on, is live. The show is live in District 13, Iron Factory, Block 13, the Intellectual Center. That's District 13, and the Intellectual Center is called Block 13. That's good. You are on with the chairman of the block who never miss out on the show too, Romacio Latupan, Cannibal or Rico for short. You guys are on. Great chairman for life, the common chairman. Good to have you on, Romacio Latupan or Cannibal. Good to have all of you on this afternoon. Yes, we are back. Every day is a great day, and we are grateful to God for keeping us alive to see one day after another. He can be so good, so loving, so kind, so merciful, so good by his grace and providential care. What a God that we serve. He keeps watch over the good as well as the bad, but he punishes the bad in the fullness of his time. He punishes the greed, the corrupt, those who inflict injustice, those who take unto themselves what isn't due them. He punishes in the fullness of his time. Thank you all. Let's get started. Time is of the essence, but you have to keep playing. The King's Cash giveaway is 10,000. I should remind you or keep reminding you. Play with 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50 US. Dial *79 and *25#, and you can have your 10,000 wherever you are. Even if you are in the quorum block, you can play from the quorum block. If you are within the rule of law, you can play from there at your business center, on your market table, in the car, at your home, wherever you are. Just take your phone, dial *79 and *25#. Then you put in 200 Liberian dollars. If you got US, then you can play $1.50. That's all. And then you will have your 10,000. Today is Friday. Imagine the entertainment centers, but I urge you not to get too excited for the weekend. Get money, save money. The time is hard. It's going to get even difficult. Already you have seen the sign. So I advise that you get money and save money. Secondly, if you have the opportunity of leaving this country, you can leave. Oh yes. Let me not give you any flattery. If given what is happening in this country, if you have the opportunity of leaving this country, and you know that if you leave, everything will be okay, you will get your life going well, you get out of the stress, leave. It is your right, but something should be the cause. when you find yourself in a place that everything goes haywire, that the president will look at the Supreme Court and consider it irrelevant, pack your bag. Because where we find ourselves now, the country that we find ourselves is what is referred to as one-party state, and you have a president who has taken on the posture of a dictator, a tyrant, a despot, that anything he says is final. We find ourselves in this time that rights will be restrained. What you will see over the time, we hope that we don't see it, but the signs are clear. So you take cue from the signs. It wouldn't be a surprise when you start to hear a summary arrest, a disappearance. Already we have them, but I'm talking about people who are in the front line. Freedom of speech is becoming curtailed now. You can stand in the public and criticize President Bouaka whichever way. Security men in plain clothes are moving all around. Though he boasted of not having a political prisoner in jail, that was not true. Kalasco, who is the presidential aide or aide to former President Wea, was put in jail together with other people. You're going to have many more political prisoners in jail. With the atmosphere now, anything, everybody or anybody, just be ready to be called upon, or police will go for you and put you in jail. So the country now is being run by three persons. No democracy, no rule of law, nothing whatsoever. The country now is being run or is under the control of the unholy trinity. The unholy trinity. That's the president, the vice president, and the man who says he is the speaker. With that caution, let's get started, people. I am thrilled, excited, motivated, and even resolved to give my own support. If ever was a time that we see and come to speak of a strong synergy amongst opposition political parties and individual opposition politicians, now is the time. I think God is working. The opposition community is presently meeting at the headquarters of the Alternative National Congress in reaction to what came out yesterday. The goal is to unite for the adherence to the rule of law in light of the Supreme Court ruling affirming Speaker Kofat's position, and which preceded or was followed by President Joseph Yuma Boakai challenging that decision and confirming or declaring or reinforcing that he will deal with the majority bloc. They are currently meeting. Vice President Joy Howard Taylor, former Vice President Joy Howard Taylor, Horatio Gu, Councilor Horatio Gu, and several prominent officials of various political parties are there. They are there to build a strong synergy and come out with a strong position statement. I do wish with a strong caution that they hold together. I say this because I've seen several alliances, coalitions, mergers, associations, And in a twinkling of an eye, it either fell apart, didn't have the kind of substance or resolve, or it broke. The government would not want the opposition to remain opposition. So what they do is they will chunk money, or they will splash money into it, or they will use people in disguise. I urge you people to be very vigilant, to be very, very cautious of what you people do around there, because the government will want to hear everything, know everything, so that they develop a strategy. The protest called by Vendalak Patrick that they were boasting about, it failed, and he ran away to regroup because they gave money out. They put money in there. The government can use nothing to neutralize a protest besides money. They know the gullibility of the people of this country. They know that poverty is high. So they take advantage of the poverty-stricken nature of the people by putting in some few US dollars and many more Liberian dollars. And then you hear the government people saying, oh, and they say they're going to protest. Oh, the protest failed. Oh, the government has the respect of the people. This government is this government that, and they will flood Facebook with it. I urge you people to take cue from the past. This government does not want anything strong against it. If ever was the time to ensure that this government does what is right, now is the time. The government created the opportunity, the spies, for the opposition to come out in accordance with the law and speak to their government and their president. Joseph Yeman Boakai is not above the law, except that he will tell us he has become a dictator. We do not see him as dictator, but we get to know dictator from what they do, what they say, and above all, the visible sign disrespecting the rule of law, even though they will talk about the rule of law, disrespecting it and putting it on the political gala as the first casualty. So they are meeting currently at the headquarters of the Alternative National Congress. I just hope that everything goes well and they can reach a decision to come out with a position statement to the government.
His Excellency, George Wea, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
So they are where they are currently, and we will get the outcome of what is unfolding from there. But scores of opposition politicians are there to ensure that they come out with a position statement against what came out yesterday. So before today's meeting, the president gave his position. Let me talk about the lack of coordination between the president's office and the Ministry of Information. Then we look at few reactions. Yesterday, the Minister of Information talked to the whole world to announce that the government has accepted the Supreme Court verdict into the House of Representatives misunderstanding that lasted for almost 9 months, and that it was time, as the government saw it, to forge national healing, reconciliation, and peace, that the lawmakers' position or how they conducted themselves was not in the best interest developmentally of the country, because several initiatives were stalled. So the Minister of Information said, yes, everything is okay. That's when various media institutions started moving, quoting the minister of, or the government of Liberia. A couple of hours later, we heard that the president was going to address the nation. Very few took note that he was going to mention the House of Representatives misunderstanding or the ruling of the Supreme Court. Some had thought that he would have spoken, or he was going to speak to a couple of things unfolding in the country and maybe reaffirm or re-echo his Minister of Information position. Instead, he used the faint address, the faint pre-recorded address, to say that he acknowledged the Supreme Court decision or verdict, but he will continue to deal with the majority or with the quorum. That's the same thing. Majority or quorum, that's the same thing. And then everybody hung on that line. But as I listened to President Joseph Yeman Boakai, here is it. Boakai did not make the news. The lines that everybody ran with, which they entitled to, that's how they see it in the media. We look at issues differently. We take it from different angles. But in my opinion, Bouakai was only reaffirming, restating what he had earlier said and supported. Majority is the same as quorum. If you don't have a quorum, it means you don't have majority. If you have majority, you have quorum. So he did not say anything that we did not hear. He was only repeating himself. Let me tell you the main thing that led Bouakai to give that address. Bouakai was going to accept the Supreme Court ruling. Bouakai changed his position. You ask the people in Bouakai's office. Bouakai felt and still feels he is the most moral person in this country. He is the best rule of law adherent. Interestingly, he is an irony. Bouakai got vexed and referred to the saying of Yeke Koluba in the Speaker's office when he took down Richard Cohn's photos or portraits, referring to that as vandalism. Referring to it as vandalism. Bouakai knows very well that the Supreme Court is the highest arbiter of justice, of any legal verdict, of any ambiguity within the realm of the law. Bouakai has used that same Supreme Court, believe in that same Supreme Court, praise that same Supreme Court. Not that he does not respect the Supreme Court, but that what he saw, he portrays himself like he is God on earth, immaculate, has no sting, respects everything, does everything right. Here is the man's contradiction. Bouakai wants to see, but let me read it for you word for word first. That's what made him vex. You can sense Bouakai vexation in his statement last night. Listen to him. He said, "We have watched with growing concern as the division in the House of Representatives remains unresolved, undermining public confidence in one of our vital democratic institutions." That's the first irony, the first oxymoron, the first misnomer. Listen again. You supported, you engineer, you have never ever wanted to work with Fonati Kofa. You have never ever liked Fonati Kofa. Even today, you still have that grudge, that hate. You engineer everything. You saw it. You knew what was happening. You supported it to the letter. Then you said, we have watched the division as if it was created by another person and you did not have any control. Now that the atmosphere has come down a little, you can say, we have watched with growing concern. If your growing concern means that you worry about it, is so serious, it could escalate to something else, and you are troubled by that, and you try to find solution. Bouakai is a pretender. The most vindictive president this country will ever have is Joseph Yeman Bouakai. And I say it from his statement. Bouakai is not the only person who went to school. You're not the only person. They think in a simple reasoning. Contradictions upon contradictions. You engineered the thing. You supported it to the letter. You allegedly infused capital into it. You instructed your executive officials to go and sit under the people, accept the instruction from them. You approved the budget. They say they signed. All of those times you knew that there was crisis. Ego. You're listening. You see, God can use your own self. May I tell you the last time God can use devil to expose you? He can use the very devil to expose you. Listen to the man. I have watched with growing concern as the division in the House of Representatives remain unresolved. That's the first contradiction. Yes, the second. He goes on. Undermining public confidence in one of our vital democratic institutions. Who initiated the undermining of the public confidence? Who eroded trust in the public confidence, if there was any? The same Joseph Yema Boakai. Everything started from who? Joseph Yema Boakai. Yes, the third contradiction. He said, we have also witnessed the touching of the Capitol building. We have also witnessed the touching of the Capitol building, a national symbol of our democracy, by arsonists intent on sowing chaos and discord. Who initiated it? Those guys constituting the quorum consciously, they know that they got the backing, the support, they were pushed, they were fueled, they were assured by the very executive. Nothing they did on their own. So who initiated that? Yes, the fourth. He comes. He said, today we receive a report of acts of vandalism intended to desecrate the dignity of our public institutions and buildings. Referring to Yeke move in the Capitol by taking down Richard Coon's portrait. Then he said the police are investigating. You're listening carefully. Whether you're lucky or not, you Unity Party person or whatever, anything you want to do, whichever way I want to say. What I'm about to say, if you are a Christian, if you've been reading the Bible, I'm saying this because if you know what vexation is, what God explained anger. Anger is not directed at yourself. If you are vexed for what somebody has done to you, then according to the Bible, it's not anger. Go there, ask God. Send your letter up heaven, he will send it back and tell you what Sam Andrew is saying, that what I mean there. Every line of anger that you see in the Bible, God is not saying when it is about yourself, but when it is abusing others, when it is inflicting injustice, or when injustice is being inflicted, when others are being abused, their rights are being trampled upon and denied, and you move in to stop it because it is hurting another person or institution or country, that's what God called anger. And you look at God himself operating with his anger. That's why I say God is slow to anger. And nobody should tell you that thing that people can get vexed or people should not get vexed. That is a jumbo gibberish. Then it means that you don't know. Anger is within everybody. But that anger is when it is being used against people to inflict pain, or when pains are being inflicted on people, abuse, misuse, and you sit down and do nothing about it. Then that is not righteous anger. So here is it. Boakai said the guys went in the Capitol. He referencing Yeke situation. They see man who claims to be the president and follows the rule of law. Sat down there, they went into the speaker's office. The sitting speaker, constitutionally elected speaker, democratically elected speaker, constitutionally sworn in speaker. He watched the guys carrying out the act of vandalism. Very barbaric. It was not about public institution any longer. He turned a blind eye on that one. He closed his eye. When James Collier stood in the speaker office, or the first area, he stood outside and instructed the guys to burst the door open. And the whole world saw how the guys were busting from one door to another, from one door. Oh yes, Bouaka did not know that that was a public institution and not Fonati Kofa's house. That was not act of vandalism on public institution, as he referenced in his statement. That was not Fonati Kofa's house they burst into. That was the public institution, the same Capitol building he referring to, or he did refer to in his statement. Y'all listen to Bouaka's statement, or y'all get the hard copy and read it. When James Collet and the rest of the guys went with carpenters and other people and start bursting from one end to another, wasn't it the same public institution that Bouaka referring to today? Or he thought that Fonati Kofa House, James Collet carry people to burst? The institution, the Capitol building that he claiming that is one of the country's greatest assets. He did not know that it was the Capitol building that these people were bursting into. They burglarized, took things from there, damaged the doors and every other thing, cut wires. He know that it was vandalism. It looks like it is the only word that Bouaka knows called vandalism, because he uses that word very often. He know that that was vandalism, that Yeke he referred to as vandalism when he went to the Capitol building. The first time he used the word vandalism. He went there the second time, which was, no, not the second time, no, that yesterday, I'm sorry. In his address, vandalism. Another one counting, he said vandalism. So now then he said, in that line, he said, the police are investigating. Here is it. Here is the crust. Here is the main thing of the president's address. The main thing that led him to face the media or speak to the world. Bouaka wants to see Fonati Kofa, Dixon Sibo, Frank Safoko, Abu Kamara, and every other person they claim associated with that thing going to jail. That's the grudge Bouaka has in his heart. Upon anything, it's clear. Listen. Why did Bouaka not condemn the burglarizing of the speaker office or the destruction? Take the speaker from there. Since he's condemning Yeke Koluba's action, and by that statement, when he said police are investigating, me, he authorized the police to investigate before. So it means when you hear that the police going for Yeke Koluba, it should not be a surprise. That's why the opposition needs to stand up, needs to build a strong synergy, hold together, fight together, eat together, sleep together, wake up together, work together. Let there be no division amongst you people. Because if you people stay divided, you people will also be victimized, because the pains and the hurts and the injustice will move on you people too. So the police are investigating. Keep playing the King's Card giveaway, people. Please keep playing. Keep playing. That star 79 and star 25 hash. Play with just $200 Liberian dollars or $1.50 US. That's all. And you get your 10,000 today. It's Friday. I'm not talking much on that. If you would choose to play, fine. If you wish not to, fine. But I'm telling you, because all of us know where we are right now. You need money to be saving. You can never tell what will happen. So if you say there, you acting, let Mr. Bisto, that thing when I play, I can win, and me, I'm not playing. The time you refuse to play, that's the time God can set your blessing or testimony. President Bouaka wants to see that the main reason for that man's address yesterday, the main point of Bouaka address, now working with Koron. Bouaka been working with that group from time to time. The group knows that very well. Individually, they know that their support base is the president. So he did not make news. There was nothing unusual there. No, he was just repeating himself. The main thing was what I just read to you. And you could sense vexation in Bouaka. You could sense anger in Bouaka, and stayed in Joseph Yema Bouaka. So much so that he reading. His hand, the paper shaking. The paper shaking. You can see his hands all trembling. You know, when you really vex, you people are seeing it, you see the person bawling, just like when the person, just like Gladiator. When you do something and Gladiator is over vexed, not Gladiator, but Predator. No amount of talking from people around that Gladiator will ever spare you. That's how it looks. Bouaka wants to see Fonati Kofa, Abu Kamara, Francis Afoko, Dixon Sibo, all of those people who are associated with CDC and George Wea. I bet you that thing, and you see, you know the reason why it's taking long, that quote unquote Asson case, because everything that they're presenting before the court is empty, nothing substantial inside. That's why you see it dragging. Gregory Coleman brought people, he said they are forensic. He get a certain amount of money allegedly. What happened? It can be used in court. They're just dragging. They're finding way. But every time they think that they have a way in, God will create a way out for the innocent accused. Every time they think that they have evidence, God will expose them. Bouaka wants to see Fonati Kofa and the rest of the people in South Beach upon anything. And you see how the country now is divided. When I say divided, I'm not talking about mere division that we often use over the years. I'm talking about individual hate, individual grudge. Lawmakers, senator, senator, lawmakers, people, executive officials, lawmaker. Then you come to us outside that realm. That what it is right now. That what it is. Bouaka wants to see all of those guys in jail. He wants to see Fonati Kofa in jail. That was the crux of Bouaka's address last night. You're listening again. Then I move to the reactions. Yeah, what he said. This is the news for me. He said, we have watched with growing concern as the division in the House of Representatives remain unresolved, undermining public confidence in one of our most vital democratic institutions. Tragically, we have also witnessed the touching of the Capitol building, a national symbol of our democracy, by arsonists intent on sowing chaos and discord. Today, we received a report of acts of violent vandalism intended to desecrate the dignity of our public institutions and buildings. The police are investigating. So Yeke will be added to the arson list, and they will just get everybody over there. But the main man, 2 persons Bouaka targeting, 2 persons, let me tell you, 2 persons. Fonati Kofa, he wants to see Fonati Kofa in jail. The next person, which is his primary target, is George Wea. You go or you come down, upon anything. But you saw it all over. Bouaka even want to see George Wea. You saw it at the funeral of Prince Johnson. You see it. Where? Bouaka even want to see, he even want we are to be in the same place. Standing up. The grudge that Unity Party ministers have for George Wea. I'm not saying anything strange to you people. You people have everything. You have seen it. You have sensed the vexation in the people. Everything about this country. As far as the people concerned, from 1822, we should have developed the country from 1822 as if we are born at that time. But they're portraying it like Liberia was 100% developed, everything 100% perfect. We came and destroy everything. That's how Unity Party people. They will now move to Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, in whose government that Bouaka worked, and they left 12 years. They had 12 years and they got nothing to show. They will never say Ellen mess. You know why they can reference Ellen? Because Bouaka worked in the government. To say that government mess up is to condemn the very master in Joseph Yuma Boaka. So they'll put it on we are. Say, oh, we have messed the country up. We have messed the country up. As if we have made this country as heavy. Presidents, before Boaka was even born, they never did anything in this country. Everything for this country to develop is at the disposal of the foreigners. And that's the reason why they want to get rid of Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso, because he's not giving them chance to exploit the resources of Burkina Faso. Just before I came on the air, I was listening to him, one of his public addresses, I think 2 days ago, about what unfolded. What did he say? He said the West wants to take over our gold, over our mineral and this, that. But we, and people of Burkina Faso, will not allow it. And what happened? What did I get? Since he came to power, four failed coup. 4. Burkina Faso, I think, is 60 years old. And what other information did they bring about this young man? They said for 60 years, what the man did, his predecessors did not do. What George Wea did in his 6 years, his predecessors that stay here from Tottenham Toba all the way, they did not do it. This country was in complete trash. And what extra Boaka would do? So you see, Boaka main goal is let's get Fonati Kofa and the rest of the guys in jail. You put handcuffs on their hand. I won't see them going to South Beach. You lock them up. The man knew Carrasco. The man knew that they arrested Carrasco. Who told you that when people make arrests, the president ain't know? Nobody should tell you that the president is not informed on certain things that are happening. The president may not be informed of everything, but there are vital issues that border on. But yet, certain vital issues, the president is aware. Let me give you one example. I tried looking for that video to share to you, but I will get it. Molba Molu, about the same protest. In no time, Ellen Johnson Salute police got hold of Molba Molu to carry him to the police station. In no time, Ellen got the information. What did Ellen say? Ellen was on the phone. Ellen said, you leave that boy. You allow him to go. He has the right to express himself. He has the right to protest as long as he's not infringing on anybody's right. You leave him. Ellen in her office. Ellen called the police chief. Ellen said, you leave that boy. Let him go. He has the right to protest. He has the right to express himself. He is a citizen. And CDC was very strong in opposition then. Very, very radical, forceful. And now today, Boaka having everything on silver platter. And he acting like he's the most, the president that dropped from Gore's SAR as a special assistant to come and change Liberia. He knew that Carrasco was arrested and carried to jail. He knew that Carrasco was in jail for the first day, the second day, the third day. 3 days Carrasco was in jail, political prisoner. But you know what? He thought that Wea was going to say because he wanted to get something from Wea, he was trying to draw Wea into it. Boaka target George Wea. What did Wea do? Did you people hear Wea say anything? Till now, Wea say anything? And that is exactly what God said in James 1:19. You look it up. He said, be slow to speak, quick to hear, slow to anger. And what did he say in Romans chapter 12, verse 19? Do not avenge anybody who has evil against you. Rather, leave everything to me. I will avenge on your behalf. You go up, you come down. Maybe one day, God needs to send Angel Gabriel down in Liberia. And everybody will gather. Then you will hear Angel Gabriel saying that your president needs to confess. He needs to rid his heart of bitterness, of hate, of anger. Because he has this hate, this bitterness, the anger in his heart for the speaker, the former president, and other people. Then everybody now will say, oh, so they think, oh, maybe that's what you're waiting for. But God will not do it. He shows signs. Continue playing, my people. It is the weekend. You need money as I need money. But I'm not getting a dime from your money. I'm only telling you to take it. Yeah, after I gone to look for my own money. So you can get your money now by dialing *79 and *25#, play with $200 Liberian dollars, or take it with $200 Liberian dollars or $1.50 US. If you can, well, it's up to you. I'm playing my part. That's it. That was the cross of Joseph Yema Boakai position. Let's bring you now a couple of responses from lawyers, politicians, civil society organizations. Nobody should trust any institution in this country called religious leader. Do you know that Boakai sidelined the religious people in his speech? He laid emphasis on the traditional leaders. You want to let me complete that part, except for the one that I read. He said, yesterday, the Supreme Court of Liberia, our nation's highest arbiter of justice, delivered. Oh, so that now he know. He never knew for that the arbiter of justice deliver its ruling on the Bill of Information relating to the ongoing impasse in the House of Representatives. As the President of the Republic, I acknowledge the ruling of the Supreme Court. However, we must all note that the House of Representatives' problems remain unresolved. Accordingly, my government has already initiated broad consultations with relevant national stakeholders to determine the most appropriate and constitutionally sound path forward. We have actively involved our traditional leader and other national leaders in addressing this matter. Did you get it? He did not single, he did not name, he avoided using the word religious leader or church or imams or monk. You know why? Boakai not satisfied. And moreover, even if he's not satisfied, God himself is not satisfied with how the religious leaders are portraying themselves in this identical crisis situation. So you see, instead of saying, usually we will hear, the president will say, the religious communities, the traditional leaders, civil society, and other organizations. He intentionally, or his speech writers intentionally omitted or refused to put the word church or the phrase religious leaders or the clergy, because consciously the president knows that most of them are compromised. He has them in his government. So if he brings them out, they're going to say, "But the man are serious." So he named by name the religious, the traditional leaders. He said, "We have actively involved. That means they're already on board. The word involved is used in the past. Involved our traditional and other national leaders in addressing this matter." So we ever talk about you, and we talk, you say, "Oh, we this, we that." We ever talk, that your business. That crisis we insult. Your pastors then, you ain't want to say anything. One of the responsibilities of being a pastor is to speak up. That's why I reference John chapter 2. You're going to read it if you know the history. Jesus' anger was never about himself. In that passage, what the writer is sending across is Jesus' anger was against the injustices of his day, the widespread corruption, the inflicting of pains and hurt against the people. There where Jesus' anger was always was. In this country, all of us saying that we are in crisis right now, and you mute yourselves. You think The pastor's responsibility is only to go and say, amen, hallelujah, I prophesy. You think that nonsense you're going to say to God when you stand before him? He's going to ask you some of these things that we are talking because they are in the Bible. And that's the command he gave. So the president intentionally omitted religious leaders because he knows that most of them in his camp. So no problem. So which one we go to first? Councillor Tiawan Gonglo. Let's get to Tiawan Gonglo. Let me just do a quick, then we open the line, yeah? But y'all keep playing. Y'all keep playing, my people, I beg you. Y'all keep playing. I'm giving you ample time today. They think it will be on it as long as they are on it too. Yeah, we on it. We want them one finish, I go drink my cold water. I find where I go home. What Tiawan Gonglo say? Okay, here is the man. He said, the Supreme Court of Liberia, in its opinion and judgment of April 23, 2025, unequivocally declared that any action or sitting of the majority bloc in which the elected speaker is not presiding, despite present, and is not absent or incapacitated, is unconstitutional. The action of the self-styled majority bloc is in total disregard for the rule of law. He's quoting the Supreme Court. Then he starts now. Mr. President, this ruling is final and must be honored without delay or qualification, consistent with Article 65 of the Constitution of Liberia, which provides judgments of the Supreme Court shall be final and binding and shall not be subject to appeal or review by any other branch of government. He's quoting the law. Tiawan Gonglo is constitutional lawyer. He's been in the courtroom for forever. He been in the classroom teaching constitutional law for forever. So he's not a novice to the very Constitution. So he telling Boakai, you think that the lawyers that you have around you, they know the law more than us. Equally, let me say to you, all of us know the law. Article 65 tells us that decision from the Supreme Court is final. No other branch of government can challenge it. He went further. Additionally, Article 66 of the same Constitution says, the Supreme Court shall be the final arbiter of constitutional issues. Hence, when the Supreme Court speaks, all must obey. Mr. President, your recent assertion that your administration will continue to work with the quorum that ensures full functioning of our government flagrantly disregards this clear and authoritative ruling of the Supreme Court. It undermines the constitutional foundation of Liberia's governance and weakens political trust in the rule of law. The court has spoken. As such, all government officials, members of the House of Representatives, citizens of Liberia, diplomatic partners, and both local and international business entities must comply fully with the court's judgment. The legal dispute in the House has been resolved. The legitimate and constitutionally recognized presiding officer of the House of Representatives is Speaker J. Fonati Kofa. A true commitment to the rule of law is not expressed in words, but in action. It is demonstrated by unreserved respect for the opinion of the highest court in the land. He goes further, Councillor Tiawan Gonglo. In 2000, following the U.S. Supreme Court's ruling in an electoral dispute, former Vice President Al Gore conceded graciously and said, now the U.S. Supreme Court has spoken. Let there be no doubt. Why I strongly disagree with the court's decision, I accept it. This is why the court precedents or opinion, you reference what happened in the past and use it in the present. Then he had some tips. He had some tips on statesmanship for Mr. President. He termed them, he said, this is the type of statesmanship Liberia needs now from you, Mr. President. No ambiguity. I call you, Mr. President, to 1. Instruct all government officials to cease any statements or actions that question the legitimacy of the Supreme Court's opinion. 2, warn that any official who undermines the court's authority may face suspension or dismissal. 3, urge all members of the House of Representatives to abide by the court's decision because the law is the law. 4, ensure all official communications to the House of Representatives or the legislature from you or any of your officials are addressed to Speaker J. Fonati Kofa. 5, withdraw all security details, vehicles, and support currently attached to Honorable Kuhn and restore them to Speaker Kofa. He concluded, any defiance of this ruling by you or your officials or legislators invites chaos and disorder, thereby undermining the ability of the government to serve the Liberian people effectively. Moreover, your failure to fully recognize and implement the Supreme Court's opinion will constitute a gross breach of constitutional duty. It will tarnish Liberia's image internationally and may jeopardize our country's bid for a non-permanent seat on the United Nations Security Council. It could also deter vital foreign investment by signaling your administration does not uphold the rule of law. Let there be no ambiguity. Liberia's peace, democratic stability, and global credibility depend on unwavering respect for the rule of law. I urge you, Mr. President, to rise to this moment, not in service to political fashions, but in defense of the Constitution, the judiciary, and the Liberian people. A word to the wise is quite sufficient. Please listen while there is time, Mr. President. A better Liberia is possible only with commitment to adherence to the rule of law without reservation. Professor of Constitutional Law, Councillor Tier 1 Gunglo. That will take us to CMC position. CMC position. It is captioned, Defiant President and a Nation at Risk. The caption of CMC position, Defiant President and a nation at risk. Late this evening, the President of the Republic addressed the nation in response to the Supreme Court's ruling on the Bill of Information filed by Speaker J. Fonati Kofa and other members of the House of Representatives. While acknowledging the court's decision, the President astonishingly chose to disregard it, introducing a fictitious and unconstitutional concept he termed as constitutional quorum. This is not just a deviation from legal and democratic norms. It is a deliberate act of defiance against the high court, highest court in the land. There is no provision in the Liberian Constitution that grants the President the authority to redefine judicial rulings or to create new constitutional interpretations to justify political expediencies. This movement is grave. Liberia stands at a crossroad between constitutional order and creeping authoritarianism. The President's actions are an affront to the doctrine of separation of powers, a betrayal of the oath he swore to uphold, and a dangerous signal to choose who believe in supremacy of law over men. The citizen movement condemns this behavior in the strongest possible terms. We remind the President that he is not above the law. His primary duty is to uphold, defend, and abide by the Constitution, not to subvert it when it becomes inconvenient. The CMC calls on all well-meaning Liberians, civil society organizations, religious and traditional leaders, political stakeholders, and our international partners to reject this dangerous posture and urge the President to respect the Supreme Court's ruling and recognize the authority of the Speaker as duly affirmed by the court. We are indeed in a trying time, but the resolve of the Liberian people is firm. The CMC will not waver in its commitment to democratic governance and constitutional order. We will not allow anyone, no matter their title or status, to plunge this country into chaos or lawlessness. We are watching, and we stand with the Constitution. The position of citizens movement party, political party. I hope that they are part of the meeting of fellow opposition political leaders taking place at the headquarters of the Alternative National Congress. We are in a bad situation. This is purely dictatorship, despotism, tyrannical. Okay. Just except from the former Vice President, Joe Howard Taylor, one of the seasoned politicians in this country and a lawyer herself. She said, I think, yeah, she said, I have expected, will could be, yeah, that the first citizen will play politics of the Constitution. We can agree to follow a path of chaos or we maintain calm, but the choice is in the hands of the president. He can choose to achieve a country or open a Pandora box that will lead us to chaos. Her excerpt from the meeting of the opposition community. She is speaking presently. Let me bring you excerpt of her address. The former Vice President of Liberia, Joe Howard Taylor. Let me give you an understanding apart from what I read. Here is the former vice president at that meeting of opposition political parties.
For your county or for the nation, where we are now, I never expected I would get to this point. That the number one citizen in the republic who vowed to respect all laws has decided to play politics with a constitutional mandate. The truth is, this constitutional mandate is not a debatable mandate. President Boyka, you must follow the mandate from the Supreme Court. The difference, there is a very clear difference here. Either as a nation we agree to follow a path of chaos, because once you do not go by the rule of law, then you are calling for chaos. We either do chaos or we do calm, where our country is able to move forward, where the hopes and aspirations of our people will be met, where the dignity that carries the name Liberia across the nations of the world will no longer be looked at as a pariah. This is the choice we have today. And that particular choice is led by the President of the Republic of Liberia. He can decide whether he wants a calm country so that he can fulfill the rescue agenda, which I believe is just a story, as I've been saying, or you can open a Pandora's box that will lead us to a place where we don't want to be. I'd like to call on the President of the Republic of Liberia, President Joseph Boyka, the members of the Unity Party, and the members of the Liberian Senate and the House of Representatives to abide by the Supreme Court ruling. The reason why the onus is on the president is because the first branch of government is the implementer of all laws. The Supreme Court has spoken. What they have spoken is law and is a mandate. We look forward to its implementation to its fullest. I thank you.
The former Vice President of the Republic of Liberia, a lawyer herself, a member of the opposition political community, George Howard Taylor, speaking at the meeting called today of opposition political parties to address not only the issue that came out yesterday, but also other issues unfolding in the country under the reign of Nebuchadnezzar. She couldn't have put it any better. Also in that meeting, the head of STAN, former chairman of CDC, Mulba Molu, was there. Several top officials, the officials of ANC, ALP, that's the All Liberian Party, and scores of opposition party stakeholders attended the meeting today, and a position statement is coming out very shortly. The chairman of the Congress of Democratic Change is there, Janga Ko, and scores of opposition members of various political parties in Liberia. I just hope that they can hold like this, stand together, work together, talk together, sleep together, and work together, talk together, remain ever firm and committed. That's the only way things will change in this country. But if their gathering is short-lived, Joseph Yamabwaka will continue to have a field day, a walk in the park in this country. Going forward, before I can go to the line, don't depend on anything international community in this country. Don't depend on them. Don't ever wish for their statement. Speak to your people. Conscientize your people. Sensitize your people. Educate your people. Expose your people. Make them to know what they don't know and need to know. Don't rely on the international community. The international community is deceptive. We've seen it over the time in this country. Don't rely on them to ever speak for you, to ever condemn. It wouldn't be a surprise as long as this thing move on. The people have no time to condemn. They will recognize Richard Kun, as you have seen, and call Richard Kun to gathering and recognize him or proclaim him as the Speaker of Liberia's House of Representatives. You know that diplomats, they are subservient to the president of the day because they don't want to damage their name. They don't want to damage their country record. They don't want to damage their institution record. That's how they are. They are very deceptive, unreliable. They are only active when they are against you, when they just don't like you. We saw it here with Taylor. We saw it here with Wea. Or everything they accuse Wea of, they are happening in Bwaga government. All of them are muted. Don't depend on those people. With that said, now let's go. I will bring you bits and pieces of the meeting. Let's get to the line, but you have to keep playing. You have to continue playing the King's Cash giveaway. We won't give you money. We want you to just be talking. We'll call you, you talk. We want you to get money. So play the King's Cash giveaway too. We're in a very terrible situation right now. I hate that. Maybe you won't be running up and down. Then you say, oh, and I get money. Or when you go to any checkpoint, they ask you where you get it. Princess and so before you pass, then you start regretting if I knew I was going to play the King's Cash giveaway to get money. Okay. So let's go now. Let's go. Then we'll move to something different, and then we are out. Hello.
Good afternoon, Mr. Andrews.
Let's go straight. Time is of the essence.
Yes, this is David King, and I do join you from my residence. For me, I have always known that Waka is a lawless president. From the LTA case, I took you from that. I knew that Waka is a lawless man. Not
All
just
of
lawyer,
us,
but
all
very
of us
regular
know that,
citizen.
my man. You're not saying anything extra. Everybody knows. Everybody's seeing it.
Yeah,
So you
because
want to
for
you want to
Walker
say
to have said that he will upheld the Supreme Court decision, and to look at you can just take a portrait on the wall. Then he called that vandalism. When he saw Richard Kuhn orange drill to drill Yeke do, sending James Colette to boss the city speaker office and
okay.
putting things all of the office, he did not call press conference to call that vandalism. And it just tell you how vindictive Waka is and how he got so much hate
Okay,
in
Chief.
his heart for Speaker Kuva and that was George Wea. So he just you himself.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, man.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, thank you there. I'm Avin Johnson calling from Togo District 4. Sam Andrew, to the issue, you see when Bo was trying to test the people that how he started to disrespect the Constitution and violate law and execute people for no reason. So Waka is starting his own. He did behaving like this. He trying to test the water. God will not get to test the water. We will make sure we will move all out to defend the Liberal Constitution. The Constitution is the higher tools that we can be used in the country. So we will make sure and will defend the Liberal Constitution. Thank you, Combe.
Thank you for calling. Have a nice day. Hello. Oh, women, y'all going off. I'll go. Hello. Hello.
Hello, Sam.
Let's hear you.
Good evening, Sam.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, this is Eugene Jobon, and I call you from Capital Power Pass.
Let's hear you.
It's a pleasure being on your network this evening. I follow your talking point relative to the issue that has to the Supreme Court opinion and the president statement to the nation yesterday. You know, like one of your callers said, Waka has not shown us anything different. I'm not surprised of any information or statement coming from Waka. I'm not surprised. But what I want to say is that the opposition now need to come together, like bring people. This is not about CDC. What is happening to our country now is affecting the ordinary people. It's just not about CDC. We as ordinary people in this country, we need to stand up tall to resist the bad governance system of our country. If we just sit and see that it will change, it's not possible. God in hell will not come down from heaven to change this country, more especially the way Baka governs our country. We ought to stand up and look in the face of Baka and showing this country is not just his own country. This country is not a sole brothership where he look at make decision and move on. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you for calling in. Eugene Jobo, have a nice time. Hope that you are faring well. Hello.
Yeah, those are. Hi, money.
Yeah, fine. Let's hear you.
Yeah. Thank you, Papa. Oh, you're generally you're doing your for your thank you. Let God bless you. Ubeki, our president. Hello. Oh,
You are on the air. You are on the air. Speak.
Yeah, all right. Ubeki the man. Una won't go behind him. Ubeki Waka. Una won't go behind. Le wale me. That is you won't. The wool allow you hold on. What's I go to go? When I say you not get there. What's I say no, I get there. Then I return it wrong.
Okay.
Please, Baba. We'll beg you. Please.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
My name is George Wea, the former president from West Point. I want to thank you for the show this afternoon. You know what? When you said when chat told it so well, and when you want I chat say the place that you told it. Next time not told it, the chat will always go there to go told it. When Joseph Baka told the people for taking position, they want to call the people one year care but stay. Baka tell the people for that job. He just respected the law and told the people for that place. And the city Baka came in. And the city Baka came, but just come around.
we will stay to our feet. We will elaborate. We will not get Joseph Waka the case.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Oh, how you doing, St. Andrew?
Fine.
You know, you can remember Chatham what David said about one battle from Commander when that incident happened in Clay where the air commons down, right? Clay for me. Where Nigerian air commons died. And the poor are stay around. You have to tell Baka to be very careful. The reason Baka is doing this thing because of George Wea weakness. Because George Wea is too peaceful. But let Baka understand that we stay around, man, as they get die, but people stay around, over Benida, people stay around. Obagi die, Obagi stay get people. Kadaba die, Kadaba stay get people. And we will stay one of the days to liberate our people. And we are getting prepared soon.
Okay,
and
Chief.
we will not show the part of Liberia we come from to liberate our people from this.
Thank you. Hello.
Yeah, hello, Sandro.
Yeah.
Yeah, Labo Madison, and I call from Quebec and my Quebec community. Yes. Thank you, Sandro. You know, these are small things we've been talking. Joseph Waka is about to take the country to the dark days by breaking all the laws in the country, and where we are now, Sandro, I think it's time now for the opposition, to stand up. That one is not too much about talking again. There is time now where we say war, and action is action speaks louder than war. So we are calling on all the opposition. They want to do a no CDC and what everything. We are calling on all the opposition and also the religious leaders. Sandro, I can't really get away from it. Up to now, the religious leaders are sitting down. They are not saying anything. Oh, we are in trouble. Oh, thank you, my brother.
Hello.
Thank you, Sam Andrews. Good afternoon, Sam.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to those who are following the broadcast. My name is Hussein. I'm Hussein Kew. I call from Jacobstown, district number 2. I followed the conversation. Let me say thank you for keeping it interspassive and interactive. Yes, the high level of the sea coming from statesmen who be statesmen in Tier 1 and the Musa Bedete who seems to be the political leader of sin. I know sometimes people, when it's not in that land, they become bad. But when it's in that land, it's okay. They were, Tier 1, I followed him. Not a day he issued a statement or have a beautiful writing on Facebook on his page. When the associate justice was impeached, he didn't write anything.
Oh, come on, blatant lie. Councillor Tiawangongo spoke to that. And I have the clip here. He spoke to that.
Fine. So what was his stand at the time?
I said he spoke to that. You said the man did not. The man is a lawyer. Councillor Tiawangongo is no respecter of a person or government. He spoke to that. He gave his opinion. Say, I am not aware, I did not know, or I have nothing on that. But I presume.
Thank you, Sam. Since you have the information, that's good. So, Musa Bedete as well, right? So let me say this, Sam.
My man, leave those people. Yeah. Leave those people. The issue here is the blatant disregard of the rule of law by your boss man. The deceit. Is it not a deceit? Hussein, listen. Hold on, my man. I'm controlling you. Is it not a deceit? Yaka Kaluba action yesterday. Before Yaka Kaluba action, they sponsor the people he sponsored, the people he gave state resources to, allegedly core majority bloc. They went at that Capitol building, the place that he said a national asset. They bust in it. They caught while they did all kinds of things. Did he condemn it? Did he say that it was a national asset? You guys are wrong. Did he say?
Okay.
Did he condemn it?
Yes, Sam. So
did he condemn it? And did you say why he should not have condemned it? Did you tell him, Mr. President, this is wrong? You should have condemned it before even coming to condemn Yeka. He termed the burning of the Capitol as vandalism. Yesterday, he said Yeka called it a vandalism. So James Kohler and the rest of the people that what kind of sin now? Hey, my man, wait, man, I'm controlling you. So James, yesterday, the Capitol built the Speaker office. That what kind of zim now?
So the president spoke, Sam. You asked a question, right?
My man.
One thing.
My man, try to go.
Yeah, Sam, just in a second, right? Because we're having a conversation.
No, but when we're having conversation, be honest. My man, Boaga will not kill you. You're afraid of Boaga? Boaga will not kill you. The police people will not go after you. Boaga officials will say, give you money. Just admit when Boaga blunder say, I'm a president blunder. My man.
I'm a peaceful citizen, so nobody will go after me. But the bottom line here is Sam. That man is a bastard deacon. So you don't have any personal.
But even sit down a religious leader. But sit down a religious leader. My man, I see you. Sit down a religious leader. Even sit down you. So the man Baptist deacon. Yeah, let's hear you, yeah.
Yeah. Good afternoon, Mr. Sam Andrew.
Yeah, let's take a few more calls. I want to bring in Jangako.
Yeah, and Peter the Recastle call from under the street. Mr. Sam Andrew, I think the statement from the president yesterday at the interference of the Supreme Court, which is the highest and the final arbiter of the land, is very much saddening and frustrating on the part of those people that brought Joseph Boakai into power. And for us, we knew these things are not surprising to us. And I think the former vice president has articulated a rightful message to Joseph Boakai that if he chooses to follow the path of peace, and I will follow. If he chooses to follow the path, of disunity, we'll follow that. Because let me tell him, nobody is going to sit here and allow under Joseph Boakai and Honis in government to circumvent our law and feel that we'll clap for you. Is that going to work? Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That's what we want to hear. Very good intellectual position. Hello.
Hello, Sam Andrew.
Yeah, let's hear you.
Sam Andrew, how you doing? This is Mahe. They're calling from St. Paul.
Yeah, we thank God. God is watching over us, but we're not doing good from a human perspective. But we're looking up to God. We're trusting God because
God
we are
everything possible.
Yeah, God protecting us. They don't want to hear us. They hate us. They blacklisted us.
And they can say the whole government for them. Sam Andrew. Hello?
I'm listening.
They say the government for them, those representative money, what they now want to pay. And we disgrace if that what they're doing it for. And we know everything that's going on. We the old man, then we say no in the for the pay. All involved. They hear quote, tell you say don't do it, then you come. After your other men tell you the good things, then you wear your placard, get people, then you join together, then you do that. I mean, what you saw, what a big run for traffic. When the one had to eat, when you so pay for money, that you say you can control people here, the free time there. Why blame nobody? I blame the people. When the people come from the hotel, then they come there. And they were established here. He was born freedom and born freedom there.
Okay.
I mean, when he come here to see us and what he's lying. He is lying.
Okay.
And I want to tell the whole world that we want to impeach that man. He not said to be president here for us. That man, he want to do something bad to the country. And
again,
we won't go back.
They get impeached, Boakai, because the people in the legislature, majority of them, they are turning people. They are boys and girls who did not see, they just start receiving 500 US, 1,000 US.
Yeah. So they see that money, they happy.
Yeah.
They happy. You hear me? But God will pray our battle.
Okay.
He even get it, the military in his hand. He put a countryman there. Everything, the police, everything. So the people can be talking, say, you have to go on the street, you're on the street. Who that man can be killed before time here? When you come in because
don't be afraid, man. Boakai can kill anybody. You don't be afraid. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. And thank you. Have a nice day. So you hold on. Bring the chairman of the Congress of Democratic Change. You heard the former vice president of the Republic of Liberia, political leader of the National Patriotic Party of Liberia, and lawyer. Let's hear from another lawyer, the chairman of CVC, Jangako. Yeah. What is unfolding here? Oh, no. Hey, what's happening? Honorable Chairman, what's happening? Okay, don't worry, I'll get there. Yeah, oh God, that technology. Sorry, I'll get there. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
You are on the air.
Yes. Thank you. I'm Emmanuel and Freeman Junior. Everyone causing we are speaking. Joining from Sequestan District 2. You know, it can be too frustrated when we hear when tell them or see tell them we can call and mislead the person. We know you getting your $150
Hey, my man,
every
lead that
month
team,
for
man.
more
My man.
Ali and
Hey, my man.
Demon.
Chief.
But you will not call.
Hello.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. You call, you steady your own. I don't like that thing and creep my skin. Somebody express their opinion, then you join on it. You're using other people's opinion as an excuse. Say what you get to say. Lead a person, the man express their own. Say your own. That's how you change society. Hello.
Good afternoon, Sandro.
Yeah.
Good afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
I'm A. Sagramito Dennis, the chairman for the Voice of Nigeria. I call from Pinsville. Sir Andrew, let me be fair with you. The court today, they get to know that they are brought a lot of disgrace to themselves too, because from nowhere, they took that woman from in jail and they free her, then they say she win case. When it comes to the 10U issue, they get ready and the president went against it. They did not come with any statement. Now the president is looking at all the lapses from the court for perspective, and they are acting acting upon things. Let me be fair to Joseph Baka from today. Let me be well fair to him that we the Liberians, we are communicating now from Liberia soil all the way in the diaspora. We are communicating with our people. We will start our dialogue rally, and when we start to get our resources, we will stage a protest that will last for even 1 month. It will not be in Liberia alone, but it will be everywhere. People who want to destroy our children's future, will not take that their children that are being caught every day. We will want them to. Because the only way we go, me tell you, I can't respect no policeman now. If I go to police area, if you want to sunny, I will slap the policeman and go to the court. I'll tell them say that my own arrest. I finished. That will the next thing coming doing the country. Everybody will just be lawyer until things can work out over the perspective. Because the 80-year-old man is damaging our country. We will not sit down here for the man continue to damage our country. We need to wake up. Some of us we're not waiting for the while. The meeting the poll when they come back, any information from there, we will see how to act it.
They
Thank you for the information.
They are coming out with a statement between now and Tuesday.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Andrews.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, I'm Pastor Emmanuel Cooper. I come from Balanceville.
Let's hear you, Pastor.
Honestly speaking, the government, under the leadership of the old man, because the country go to a decline. We are in complete backwardness and disgrace as a nation. It is quite unfortunate to have members around the government insulting the decision or opinion of the Supreme Court. When you hear the word supreme, they are above. That alone, you can't speak as a president and want to be deceptive and full of lies. You say you acknowledge the decision of the Supreme Court as the final, the one final arbiter of justice should tell you should submit yourself to that. So I don't know where these people are coming from. When you technically say you will continue to work with majority black or so-called corrupt that have been declared undemocratic, unconstitutional, does it make sense to any sound society? Honestly speaking, brother, I don't know why people go to school. So look, it's an embarrassment to this country. I'm very irritated because you as a head of the country, you are letting guys around you. You don't have your own sense of reasoning. The law is reasoning. They're not theology. Theology is wisdom from God and revelation. But when you come to the law, it's reasoning. You understand that you have offended the country. You kept the country under hostage until a final verdict, an opinion from a Supreme Court of the Republic of Liberia. Then you're telling people, say, you honor law, working with people with corrupt. The people corrupt were constituted, wrongly constituted. Is that correct corrupt? So why you argue? That's an argument. It is only people who want to plunge the country into chaos. So I want to ask the opposition community as they go to their meeting, let it be very clear, because these people were not listening because of what brought 1990. People like Age, Andrews, we saw war We saw April 14. We saw April 12, 1980. November 12, 1985. April 14, 1990. April 6. You disagree with what is true. And other people overpower you. I think I want you to have in the country. We have put our lives together. Look at the game, the democratic game we have made. 1 to 2 transition. Why you come and carry it on backwards and old man? You can't understand the law? Did I teach you the law? It's a disgrace and embarrassment to this country.
Thank you,
sadly
sir.
that the religious leader are not standing up to this kind of, I don't know what to say, brother. God bless Liberia.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, God is with us. He will deliver us from this. Thank you so
Hello?
much. Yeah.
Yeah, yes. I was on the line and you cut me off.
Yeah, man. But it is not your right to stay on or true.
Let me go straight to the
Or
issue.
you cut me
You know,
off.
President Walker and Rachel Kuhn, this country is not belongs to them. This country is belongs to everybody, and the only biggest thing and only thing that greater than everybody in this country is the Constitution. And we not beg Rachel Kuhn and Walker to respect the Constitution. They are forced and they are compared. But we not need that to Walker. Walker thinks he can test the Liberian people.
Yeah, it is not an option.
Looking for,
That's true.
we get it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, you're right. It's not an option for the president. It's an obligation. Hello. Hello. Okay. So let's bring in the head of STAN for short. What's happening, man? What's happening here? Okay. Let me try to get to the women's line while I settle this. Yeah, let's go. Hello. Hello.
Hello?
Yeah, move. The voice is louder than yours. Move from where you are.
Yeah, I'm moved. Hello, sir?
Yeah.
Tell me, are you waiting for the can I get much money my phone? They're waiting for the opposition leader. Let it get all along on the street and go.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Let me bring on the chairman of STAN, Molba Molu. I think I got it right now.
It is a right. So President Walker has a choice to lead or to leave. He can choose to lead or he can choose to leave. It is his option. That is why, before I conclude, honorable organizers and presiding officers, long before his constitutional misbehavior, we are announced that there is a day of the people that has been proclaimed for July 17 to hold the polluters of the seat of governance accountable to the rule of law. So July 17 has been calendared, marked as the day of the people, where multitudes in the tens of thousands of Liberians that believe in the rule of law, that believe that the economic hardship must come to an end. 7 sevens that were unjustly dismissed for political identification to parties. 7 sevens that were removed from the payroll because they identify as elements of a single political party. Liberians whose homes have been broken under the false pretense of development. Petty traders that have been beaten and brutalized every day by a violent deputy police director,
supported by a recalcitrant and lawless police director, will be coming outside on the 17th of July in what is referenced or captioned as the Enough is Enough protest to restore sanity to governance in our country. It's already been planned. It does not mean because we are planning that protest that there cannot be other protests along the way. Hello? So I can't seize the floor for too long. But I believe President Boakai, in as much as he still has the chance to revise his misplaced governing ideas, I think they are losing the ball gradually or rapidly, in fact, rapidly. They call themselves rescuers. But you can't rescue anyone if they are drowning. Mr. Chairman, Mr. Vice President, how can you rescue someone if you are drowning? So Mr. Boakai himself needs to be rescued. And you have to rise up to rescue the rescuers. Anyway, let me say thank you for the platform. We are standing by to work with all sides that are doing what is right and what is just. We want to commit as a viable and vibrant civil society institution. Whatever model is developed moving forward, whatever process is developed within the confines of the rule of law, we will support it, we will stand with it, and we will not sit. We will stand until Mr. Boakai's lawless, misguided, and thoughtless rebellion against the Supreme Court ruling is revised. Long live the Republic, long live the Liberian people, and I say thank you, and I wish all of you peace. God bless you.
Stand Chairman Molba Molu giving his full support to the opposition community. He speaking at the meeting at the headquarters of the Alternative National Congress. The message has sent spines, shock waves into into the ruling establishment. They've started reacting. They started reacting. They know Boakai. Boakai messed himself up. He messed himself. It is a terrible time for him. He thinks that he law and gospel. He thinks he is the person that this country had always wanted and been waiting for. He has not come to the realization that he is the most sorrowful and unpopular president in this country. He doesn't know that he is only recognized amongst his few Unity Party people. And that's why he feels insecure with the presence of George Wea. Yeah. When Wea is in the country, that's when you hear all these noise. They will say all kinds of things, go to information ministry, he did, he that. When Wea is out of the country, y'all can observe the timing. When Wea is out of the country, you will not hear Unity Party government, Unity Party officials talking. You wouldn't hear, I bet you, please, I challenge you rather, you put it to test. Watch it. Wea is off this country for 3, 4, 5 days, 1 week, 2 weeks. You will not hear any government official saying anything about Wea. You will not hear information ministry talking about him. You will not hear them saying anything whatsoever. Let Wea get back into the country. You can start from the airport. All the way. All of them will start writing, saying all kinds of things. When you see it that way, you know what that means? They are afraid. They are intimidated. They feel insecure. unstable by his presence. That's what it is. The most unpopular person in this country is the president, Joseph Yeman Boakai. The opposition leader, the leading opposition leader is popular than him. And he knows that. All United Party people knows that, or know that. That is the reason they will come up with different things. We will never come back to power. We will never be president in this country. They're not saying that it is not possible. They're only using a tactic to make you afraid, to get you being afraid. But within their hearts, they know the weight of Wea. They know the weight of you seditions. They know. But they will create a scene so you will feel uncomfortable. He put himself in an embarrassing situation. Look at the man he went, I think that YMCA or YWCA say he went to launch some kind of skill training program. He's standing there. He does not even look like a speaker. He does not have anything, nothing. That aura is not dead like you see of other people. Listen, anything people force on you or you force on yourself, you can see the fake. You can see the fake. You can see the nothingness. You just look empty in the midst of people. That's how it looks. Look at, he went at the Capitol building today. Few people. Look at how they're calling him. Bo, you speaker. You say you speaker. You go back to the Capitol building after Supreme Court ruling. Then few people around you, they call him Bo. They were not referring to him as speaker. They were like, Bo, that the UL, how UL students, the schools that he taught, that their nickname, Bo. At this time, you say you speaker, then they're calling you Bo. And that Bo, you know what I mean? That I gave you your grade, you gave my thing. That is reason, that flexibility. They still calling him that way. The guy said, I said the man does not know how to upgrade his personality because he's not that person. He does not have that orientation. He's battling with infidelity. He's battling infidelity. The woman put in divorce. You speaker, man, boy, I can't help me to address that one, but he calling act vandalism. Sorry, let me do justice here. I hope that you people are playing, my people. I know how to say this. If you play, you will get it 10,000. If you're not playing, you will not get it. Simple as that. This country, I don't know what we can tell you. That the reason why we're giving you money. We're not persuading you, or we're not cajoling you, or we're not lying to you. Maybe when you're here or talking the way we're talking, so you just feel that we're begging you. That your money, $5 can come to us. All these things that are these are what we do week in, week out. $5 can come to us. Everything going to you. We're just being used as the medium by which. So when we're encouraging you to play, so you get 10,000, you want to play? That ain't there. We ain't got money out. They're not us giving the money. The people say, you help us to tell the people so to play, we get them money. So you're not playing? Well, that ain't there. I can force you to play. They say you can take the horse to the river, but you can't force it to drink. Let me read. But I know that you people are great people. I haven't checked the dashboard yet. I will check it. We will still get time. But let me read the comments. Keep playing. Keep playing. You can make it. Let's do it. You've done it before, so you can do it again. Yeah. Just as you can sing, he has done it before, and he will do it again. Meaning that God has given testimony in the past, and God can still give testimony. That's what it means. So the same way, you've done it before. You 1,000, 10,000, 4,000, 10,000. So keep playing. You can win 10,000 today for your weekend. Philip Nangwe said, "Come brings shame to us, the crew people." Oh, you put trouble in it. J. Martin Televoyan said, "This is not about CDC and UP anymore." Matthew Cholo play, right. Liberian people, you leave this too much talking. It's time for action because all ex-fighters, what? Not too clear. Who else? Stephen Siase Boakai is dangerous to our democracy. Yasser Sharif said he is here again, this boy, referring to Hussein Kiao. You can elevate Hussein yeah, you can raise Hussein Murad. That's why the man come. When Hussein talk one, you can really bother other your. You know how to silence a person? It's not to give him attention as well. That person is silent. But when the man call, he says small thing, all of you hanging on him, you're referencing, you're wasting your time to read about him. You're popularizing the man. William Kase Boakai is testing the water. We need to wake up. Cecilia Logan said, that sick old man, it is jealous. That is jealous and bitter. Who else? Paris Lobot said, like that zombie commander and his gangsters, get ready for citizens' action if they don't want to regard the ruling from the Supreme Court. Samuel T. Kokoli said the president need not agree, but he must agree. Alex Johnson, I've been calling the code *79925# Play with 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50. That's the code. You get it, Alex Johnson? *799*25#. Then you play with 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50 US. That's all. Lawrence Nodin said, my disappointment is to see the young people who are considered future leaders are being organized into cheering squad, even to their own detriment. Matilda Stevens said, Boakai plan was Speaker Kofa. Okay, I think it's want to say again, Speaker Kofa will not work. Yeah. Nothing has worked for him. He knows that if they went back, if they follow all the parliamentary procedures, Boakai knows Kon will be nothing. He knows the game that was going to be played. Renounce his position as the so-called speaker, go and sit under the man you claim he's not the speaker. You know how shameful is that? The guy Boakai just had tried to avoid disgrace, shame on he and Richard Cohn. Because he is the president, so he exerting the power he exerting or the authority. That's all. Just to save face. Yeah. Gyambli Kanga them, all of them put all in this mess. That's what she wanted. And she said she wants to be president of Liberia. It's not something that she has been hiding. Yeah. All of them put up in this thing. If they were looking in the face of Boakai and telling him this is wrong, Mr. President, don't try that right. Let's respect the Supreme Court. But all of them agree with Boakai. All of them. Rescue daughter, if that her title to give her rescue daughter, rescue Uncle Dillon, all the rescue people, all of them Yeah. I say that United Party people today, the rule of law ain't important, code not important, the causing Supreme Court. Yesterday, hey, we are woke up in the morning when you say hello, it was wrong for Unity Party in opposition. Why we are speak that way? That Joseph Yema Boakai and his people treating the court like that. The court is now a toothless bulldog, the only person to damage the court. No relevance, no respect. That President Joseph Yema Boakai, Nebuchadnezzar. That Boakai attitude is no different from Nebuchadnezzar. You go read the story in the Bible. Some of you are Christian, you came across that. We get caught here at King's FL. We only give description. And description is an entitlement so that it gives a meaning. Description simply means to give your reader, writer, or listener a graphic picture of what you are sending across. We can cause here, we can cause our president. We can stoop so low. But you know what can hurt Unity Party people or hurt anybody? That description. Take it from me today. Don't curse a person. If a person say anything to you, which I will, don't curse. Cursing can mean anything. When you curse somebody, you only showing your orientation to that person, that all. Your upbringing. It will mean nothing to the person. It will change nothing on the person. The person will not be moved. Let me give you an example here. Yeke. Me use a very Yeke. Yeke was here when he started from one end to another, insulting. We are officials. We're all over the place, getting vexed. They're on Facebook. Some of them even say they will fight Yeke. Representative Gray, he said, when you see Yeke here, Yeke will fight other ministers of We Are, and they were vexed. All on Facebook, 24/7, say all kind of things. Yeke will come, you will cause it. We are called Yeke, the legislative caucus, then headed by, I think, who was it? This guy who died. He was involved. He was working at the Ministry of Information. The senator now for River G, Francis Dopo, and few others. They went at Wea's place. Wea, after greeting them, humbled himself. Instead of using authority, he humbled himself, talked to Yeke in a calm, compassionate manner. Even went to tell him that he's not too big to say sorry if he had done anything to Yeke that caused Yeke to resort into insulting throughout every day, week in, week out. He right there says sorry to Yeke. So everything, in essence, we are start to make peace with his enemy. Because that's what the Bible says. Yeah? That's what they call reversing the anger. Reversing anger means when somebody do something to you, you look at the person and speak to the person honestly, calmly, even if it calls you to do good for the person. To do something nice to the person, you do it. When you have done that, you will be leaving the person with his own conscience eating him up. That is why when people insulting, they say all kinds of things, don't get vexed. No. The person only showing you his or her orientation. The thing that can hurt. But let me end the example. So while we are there, we are left Yeke. The first year, Yeke cost, all over the place, which all kind of cost. Man cost, pa cost, brother cost, sister cost, auntie cost, back year cost, front year cost, all kind of cost until Yeke costing finish. We are looking into it and say, but the thing here, if I continue, then man, wake up in the morning, he calls, I react to him. I'll be distracting myself. I will be stooping so low. Everybody will be looking at me, not him. So the best thing I can do is to allow simple logic to prevail. Let the man do what he wants to do, whichever way he wants to cause, any way he wants to cause. For that 5 years of the first year all the way to the last day, he caused, we are in doing nothing to him. We are in battle him. We are did what he needed to do as president. So that what do you do? And you don't see us insulting here. But you know what can help people? Let me tell you. The thing that can really hurt, it can go down in a person's soul, blood, bone, marrow, skin, flesh. That the scripture, it can hurt bad way. Just look for something and just describe a person, forget it, a knife around. That person will take knife and juke you. Just description. That's why you should be good. You should be good at words. You should be good at situations. Meaning, you can, because descriptions, that's comparison. Look, I say this computer here has the same characteristics of this other one. So they are the same thing. Birds of the same feather flock together. Yeah, me calling the man Nebuchadnezzar. Yeah, but I can look at the man. I just say all kinds of things. No, Nebuchadnezzar mean the way, if you look in the Bible, the way Nebuchadnezzar was reigning as president, look at the same characteristics exist in Bwaka government. Nebuchadnezzar, he disrespected the Supreme Court. Then Bwaka disrespected the Supreme Court. Nebuchadnezzar installed his principal interest. Bwaka, what happened? He installed his principal interest in Rechekun. You look at it. If you people are Christians, you read the Bible carefully. Just look at those events and come out of the Bible and look at the political setting, the religious setting, the social setting. You will see advisors. How they call the guy? What was Nebuchadnezzar's advisor? His main man, like we have Buju Ben Keita today, or Sylvester Grisby. Aspinant was the advisor to Nebuchadnezzar. His name is spelled Asphanz. He was there advising. Oh, don't do the one. King, the 3 Hebrew boys. He went to Nebuchadnezzar. You're watching, you look at the single. It was Aspina who went to Nebuchadnezzar, because not anybody could just go to Nebuchadnezzar because you were in that realm. Just the same way today, not anybody can go to the president and see the president and tell the president certain things. Only people who are close with that responsibility or has the right to enter the presence of the president. Aspina was the one who was responsible. The right-hand man will go to Nebuchadnezzar and say, Your Majesty, may you live forever. You're sitting here, and the 3 brothers, Hebrew brothers, say they came back to you. They refuse. We need to do something to them. Nebuchadnezzar said, but what do you think we need to do? I put them in a burning fire furnace. Advisors can mislead. Today, what happened? That ill advisor, the advisors then get Bwaka anything now, the international community getting ready. We've been telling you about sanctions. You can't believe it. You think that we're just talking. You think we're against the government. You think we want to see sanctions or other punishments. But Bwaka creating it by the kind of pieces of advice he takes from his advisors. The advisors can mislead. Memuke. But before then, what happened to Nebuchadnezzar? The ill advised, he felt that he was king, he was Lord, he was everything, the whole world, he was the best president. Because everybody was buying to him, he was disrespecting institutions and individuals. His advisors led him into a disastrous situation he's in. And you saw how Nebuchadnezzar ended? He ate grass. He went naked. He ate grass for survival until he gave up the ghost. Before he gave up, he confessed and said, yes, there exists God. When we're talking, we mention our God, that our God carrying also. The next advisor that one called Memucan. Memucan, he was the political advisor, political and legal advisor to King Ahasuerus in Esther. That the man advised, he told the king, he said, Chief, you said in here we got to take action. They what's the lady name? Vashti. He said the Vashti lady is disrespectful. You see what she's doing here? We won't take action against her. I'm telling you, the description, so you understand it. Go on using certain expressions or certain things. The man, okay, he said, Chief, Mr. President, you said that the woman disrespecting you. Let's take action against her. If we don't do it, the rest of the people will disrespect you. Let's make the people to know that you're president. Let's take action against this woman. The king too, political king, to sit down and say, oh yeah, I've understood what you said, but give me a chance to think about it. He took action in no time. When it went against him, he started regretting it was late. Buakai, he didn't start regretting yet, but he will regret it. He thinks that everything is working good for him. He thinks that nobody going to do anything against his government. He thinks the international community will do nothing. He thinks what he's doing is right in the eyes of the international community. He also thinks that his government is the most favored, the most liked, most loved by the international community. Well, Mr. President, if you think that way, go ask your predecessor, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. America gave Ellen Johnson Sirleaf everything. The international community loved Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. At the close of the day in her latter reign, what did they tell Ellen Johnson Sirleaf? We will no longer put our money in any rogue regime hand. They refer to her government as rogue regime. Ellen had her advisors. Before Ellen left, what did she say? All the things that she said, majority, one of them, corruption. And she confessed. She said she was unable. Buaka came. Buaka boasted of tackling corruption. Corruption overwhelmed Buaka. The time is coming that Buaka will sit down and regret that he will move to make changes within his inner cycle. Buaka enemies are those who constitute or constituting his inner cycle. Inner cycles are people or a group of people that the king, president, whoever trusts the life of that person in those people, meaning they trust them with no doubt. You can have inner cycle. When Jesus had inner cycle, Jesus had 12 disciples, 12 advisors. Amongst those 12 disciples or 12 advisors, he had 3 as inner cycle: Peter, James, and John. So there's nothing wrong with having inner cycle. What is wrong is the person's inability or the leader inability or relaxedness to just accept everything without giving it a careful, independent appraisal or thought. What Mr. Joseph Yema Boakai has done is the international community, the rest of the partners of this country, you come here, you bring your investment here. We have the final say. We seize it. You can't go to any court here. You go to Supreme Court, nothing will come of it because I will not listen to anything called Supreme Court. In fact, there is no Supreme Court in this country. I am the Supreme Court. Do you know that those who were intending on coming to this country are now having a second thought? Do you know that? They are now having a second thought. The rule of law is sine qua non to development or attraction of investors. It is the bedrock. Without that, you can't do anything. Nobody can come to you because that's insecurity right there. That's instability. What Bwaka did yesterday was complete. He told the whole world that this country is not stable. This country, but you can't blame Bwaka. The men are in charge. The man is just there. The men are in charge. He's just being tossed to and fro. He's being used. He's not in charge. He's just naturally vindictive. But he's not in charge. As the president of the country, the guys around him are the ones who are doing everything. And he just acts like he's in charge. What kind of sound president will ever say what he said yesterday? But God exposed him. You go for Yeke, you go put Yeke on the Arson list. Vandalism going all over this place by your very police, your very government officials. You don't call that vandalism. Or your word, vandalism, or your description, vandalism, is only for opposition. You say why when we say Bwaka vindictive, then you get vexed. Bwaka reaction is always to the opposition. Bwaka government officials here do a number of things. They infringe, trample upon the rights of people, the citizens of the country. Bwaka don't come on and call that vandalism. He doesn't condemn it. But once an opposition is involved, that's vandalism. Then he instructs his police, because he said it in his statement. He said the police are investigating. To say the police are investigating, you know what I mean? When a president say the police investigating, it means that he has already instructed the police. So it will not be a surprise on here that the police pick up Yeke Koluba. The Bwaka priority is to go against, or he's going against the opposition. He wants to get at President George Wea, but the road is long and it's difficult. Let me tell you, the main ultimate goal, his target is George Mani Wea. The Bwaka ultimate goal. And he knows why. His goal, his target is George Wea. Bwaka wants to get at George Wea. Bwaka wants to see Fonati Kofa, who is a sedition and a good friend to former President George Wea and work in George Wea government, goes to jail. That's why they're doing all kinds of things with that Capitol building. They're putting everything. Look at all the names within that Capitol building setting. Only people who are within the realm of CDC, associated with CDC. They are the only people. Then you expect that the country will be peaceful, meaning nobody will be at peace with each other. And that's why you see, we don't have guns, bullets moving here and there, and nobody wants that. And that will never happen. But the government will expose itself, shows its limitation. And other than doing that, yeah, you only can get that she shame, Dillon shame, all the people shame. She says she writing something, words, not action, all kinds of things. Pretenders. But God has a way of changing the situation for his good. And not man's good, for his good. All of them. Too bad. You go on, you enjoy yourselves. As the group said today, we're in a gathering. They got so fed up. And some of them, Unity Party people, I could sense Unity Party people in a gathering. They were ashamed, though not satisfied, but they were embarrassed. And the other people who were speaking, they were blunt, and they were not speaking from any partisan perspective as I listened to them, but that they, with such they have not seen before, it means that the country is in a terrible state, that the president will disregard, disrespect the Supreme Court. What? Very unusual. No president has ever done that. All Bwaka unprecedented events are in the negative. His predecessors did unprecedented things in the positive. Today, the country enjoying. Since Bwaka came to power, everything vindictive, going after people. Instead of the citizens pointing to things and say, yes, this is what our president has done. He hasn't gone 2 years there, he has done this, he has done that. Look at Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso president is using the resources according to what I was listening to on the international news. Just under 2 years, the man has transformed Burkina Faso. See the structure, the infrastructure he has set up, the system he has in place, the protection of the country's resources to develop. And that is why the West is against him, because he's not giving chance to the West to exploit. But he's using the country natural resources to develop. I think he should be around 36 years old. I think between 35 36. He is the youngest president in Burkina Faso history, while our president is 80. 10 times. Our president is 10 times the Burkina Faso guy in age. Ah, God, I see you there. Yeah. Yeah, man. Thank you all, man. Let me lead the people. Yeah. Small ball. Burkina Faso president. He should be around 36. Yeah, around 36. Look what he's doing for his country. Then you get it, man, yeah, instead of doing something good, your predecessor give it to you. Okay. Then prove to the person that because you say you're rescue. Then you're going after people. You're showing grudge, hate, malice, divide the country, can't respect the Supreme Court, nothing. That's your achievement there. I see you, man. This is how the show recess for this week, to return afresh on next week, Monday. Next up is the news at 6, King's Newsroom. And after that, at 6:50 is CDC Hour. CDC Hour runs from Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 3 days in a week. It ran from Monday to Friday because it was the launch period, going to April 12th, the launch. So after that now, just 3 days, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. CDC Hour is on from 6:50 to 7:50 this evening. You want to join in the conversation with Isiaka Sharif. And then at 8, you have Face the Issues with Teacher Light, Anthony at Law, A.B. William. You don't want to miss out on it. Thank you ever so much. If God permits, we're back next week, Monday. Shalom. Oh, what is happening here? Nah. Hey, God. Well, other team, sometimes they make them go on recess. So. Yeah. Yeah, man, go on recess. Okay, let's go. Yeah, and not easy. Mm. So we'll be back. We'll be back on next week. Next week. Let's go.
Liberty Fortune is here for every one of us.
If you want to get money easy, buy Liberty Fortune scratch card. Scratch and win, they will make you get a kappa. Hey, yeah. If you want to get money easy, buy Liberty Fortune scratch card. Scratch and win, they will make you get a kappa. Hey, yeah. So let me see your hands up for Liberty. I said we gotta keep Patriotism. I said we gotta keep Patriotism. Let me see your hands up for Liberty. I said we gotta keep Patriotism. I said we gotta keep Patriotism. You can play with your $1 US or equivalent 200. Simple mathematics. When you buy a Liberty, you win your money straight. Liberty Fortune scratch and win game, make it easy. Oh. Just go to any scratch card booth, then you ask for Liberty. You buy a card, then you play. Oh. Stand a chance to win. Oh. You can win up to 10,000 US. Yeah. If you want to get money easy, buy Liberty Fortune scratch card. Scratch and win, it will make you get a kappa. Hey, yeah. If you want to get money easy, buy Liberty Fortune scratch card. Scratch and win, it will make you get a kappa. Hey, yeah. The other game the people bring, you help you to pay your children's school fee. Ah, yeah. So come and play a game. The other game the people bring, you help you to pay your car repair. Ah, yeah. So come and win your money. It's all I give the people bring. You have to improve your business. Ah, yeah. So come and play a game. It's all I give the people bring. You have to pay your fine hustle. Ah, yeah. So come and win your money. If you want to get money easy, buy Liberty Fortune scratch card. Scratch and win. It will make you get a kappa. Hey, yeah. If you want to get money easy, buy Liberty Fortune scratch card. Scratch and win, it will make you get a kappa. Hey, yeah. So let me see your hands up for Liberty. I said we gotta keep Patriotism. I said we gotta keep Patriotism. Let me see your hands up for Liberty. I said we gotta keep Patriotism. I said we gotta keep Patriotism.
Yes.
Pee-wee?
Yes.
What all the happiness for now?
Yama. The thing that making some of our friends in other countries can be building houses and sending their children to Google schools. Now come to Liberia, yeah?
What's that?
They got one Liberian company called Liberty Fortune.
Liberty Fortune?
Yes. This company bringing one game they call Liberty Fortune Scratch and Win game.
And how people can play this game?
Very easy. Buy their ticket and scratch the silver part on it. Just the same way you can do the scratch card. Then any money you see on it is for you. You can win different amount of money, all the way up to 10,000 USD.
So you mean when I buy the Liberty Fortune scratch card and build the silver part, any money there is for me?
Yes, and you only need just $1 USD on the same money LD to play and win.
But where I can get a Liberty scratch card from?
Go to the shops. Go to the boys who sell scratch cards and tell them that you want Liberty scratch card. Pay, scratch, and win. And then you take the winning card to their office at the Don's residence on 2nd Street, Topman Boulevard in Cinco for your money.
Pee-wee, thank you for this life-changing game. Liberty scratch card, we for it every day.
Spend small money and win big money. A message from Liberty Fortune LLC, the new game changer in Liberia. Oh yeah.
But
when I saw you standing with 2 crests over there, what you were discussing with them?
Hila, I was not telling them anything about loving you. I was telling them about CDC due payment.
I thought it's not true. I know that CDC due payment over.
No, did I? Enough finish yo. Now let me explain the whole due payment to you. That program they had on April 12 is just to tell all citizens, reaction, and sympathizers that we will start paying due